All right, well, good morning, gentlemen. So we're going to start the workshop off with Jeff's question about doing some backtesting here. So Jeff would kind of like to see, what is the backtest mode, option here within BlackBird. And let's just kind of pull that up here. So let's get rid of the S&P. Let's go into the strategies window. All right, and let's see, I've already got BlackBird on this chart. And so to be able to do backtesting versus forward testing, if you want to do backtesting, then you will need to set the start auto enabled on to true, and then you can see backtest mode opens up here. All right. So backtest mode allows you to do testing on the historical part, excuse me, on the historical part of the chart. Right? If you want to do forward testing, well, you don't need backtest mode. Right? Backtest mode is literally, as the word says, back. It's back testing backwards in time. So if you're forward testing, then you don't need to have backtest mode turned on. You can leave that off there. But so Jeff's question is about this backtest mode, and how does it affect? Let's see, backtesting sounds like on a static chart versus market replay. And let me just double check the question here. All right, yeah. So just so you guys understand, this is getting into NinjaTrader, right? So BlackBird is actually not doing any of the backtesting. NinjaTrader does all the backtesting. All that BlackBird does is it submits the order to NinjaTrader. So BlackBird says, "All right, NinjaTrader, here's a limit order at this price." And then NinjaTrader decides when that limit order gets filled, and how many contracts of that limit order gets filled. For example, let's say you submit 20 contracts, to some instrument. NinjaTrader decides how many of those 20 contracts actually gets filled, and at what times. And if BlackBird says, and when I say BlackBird, I mean a strategy in general, right? So, all strategies here, like, Ninja comes with some samples here, but, any strategy that you have in here, they all operate the same way when it comes to backtesting. So this is more of a general, so what I'm talking about is more general about strategies in general. So, I'm just using BlackBird just because that's this particular strategy that we're talking about is BlackBird. But when I'm explaining how NinjaTrader works with backtesting, it applies to all strategies. Anybody's strategy that you may have loaded into your into your NinjaTrader here. So if your strategy is submitting market orders, again, NinjaTrader decides what price that market order got filled at. So NinjaTrader handles all the backtesting. It's deciding whether something gets filled or not, and how many contracts got filled and so forth. All right. So kind of starting off with that premise. So let me address one of Jeff's sub questions here. So his question is what are the differences between kind of summarizing his question. What are the differences between like backtesting on a historical chart versus using market replay? So market replay is NinjaTrader's attempt to do forward testing, but with historical data, right? So you'll get different results. You'll get different results if you're doing backtesting on a static chart versus using market replay, which is forward testing this historical data. All right, so you will get different results, especially if you're using trailing stop losses. You'll definitely get different results if you're doing trailing stop losses, right? So here, actually, let me get BlackBird turned on here. All right. So if you're using trailing stop losses and you're back testing, Ninja doesn't have the ability to simulate your trailing stop loss on a static bar. In other words, doing back testing. And so that's what the market replay can help do. Is market replay, right? It will play this historical data, but it kind of plays it as if it's in real time. And so therefore, your strategy is tricked into thinking that market replay is real-time data, and therefore your trailing stop losses will actually act and behave as if it's in a live market when using market replay. All right, so that's kind of like, that really is the number one key advantage of using market replay versus backtesting, which is when you're using trailing stop losses, right? But if your system is just puts up a fixed profit target and a fixed stop loss, then there's really no need for market replay. There might be a few occasions where you might need market replay, but that kind of really gets into the nitty-gritty details of NinjaTrader and stuff like that. So, all right. Let's see here. The interface here did not pop up. Just a moment, guys. Let me reset my BlackBird here. I'm going to remove that. And let's just get Ninja restarted here. So what I'll do is, we'll load up that BlackBird file from June 9th, and we'll go through some static back testing. Basically, we'll do some back testing on the chart with that June 9th BlackBird setting file, and we'll take a look at the results there, and then let's see, and then I'll get I'll have to download market replay data, and we can kind of run through and see what the differences are here. So this is going to take a bit of time to get this all set up here. So, all right. And let's see here. So to make an even comparison, I will have to change the date of my chart because I can't get market replay data for today. So I'll have to, actually, just to be safe, I'm going to set my chart back 2 days. There we go. And let's see, let's do, just for the sake of time, I need to minimize the number of days here. And all right, looks good. And let's see. So this is going back to the 24th. And the 24th is Monday. Okay, perfect. So I've got Monday through Wednesday on my chart here. Yeah, Monday through Wednesday. Actually, I'm gonna knock that down one more day. All right, so the 25th and through the 26th and 27th. It's funny how Ninja just decides, I'm gonna throw an extra day data on your chart because I want to here. So, all right. So Ninja decided to include the 27th, even though I only wanted the 26th. So let's see here. Yeah, we'll just have to go with it. Okay. All right. So, to make sure that we're doing a one-to-one comparison here, to make sure that we're doing a one-to-one comparison, I'm going to have to download the 27th, 26th, and the 25th market replay data here for oil. Right? That way I'm comparing the exact number of days in our two different backtest results here, right? So for backtesting, for doing a static backtest on the chart, right, we got 3 days of data, and then I'll download 3 days of data on the market replay, the exact 3 days here. All right, so let's get into BlackBird, and let's load up the file here from June 9th. Sorry, Jeff, I don't have a June 9th file. Yeah, we'll just expand upon the parabolic SAR one here then. Okay. Parabolic SAR, and let's throw in a profit target. Let's see. Okay, so we have a market entry. So yeah, that'll be good. Market entries, definitely you get different results on backtesting versus using market replay testing. So we'll leave this as a market order. And let's just double check our stop loss here. Let's see, do we have trailing? We do have trailing. And all right, we have a break even and then a trailing. Great. All right, so I'm going to change the profit target because we have a break even of 10 ticks plus 1. So I'll just scooch our profit target up a little higher there, make it a little more reasonable. That way that break even plus 1 has a chance to kick in. And then we'll create a couple more orders here with some different profit targets. All right, so there's a 20 tick profit target, and then let's go create one more, and we'll just do a 25 tick profit target. Okay, so there we go. We got there we go. So we got I guess somewhat of a complex order here, and at least we have some trailing stop losses. And let's see, one more thing. I'll need some trade signals to test. So, all right, just a moment while I find a suitable Bloodhound file to use. All right, there we go. That looks like that generates a bunch of trade signals there. Yeah, that ought to be something good to backtest. Yeah, plenty of signals. Okay, great. That'll work. So let's see. This was June 29th, hidden divergence, and the NMACD-BB. All right. Let's see. Let's put that indicator on here just so we have something to look at. Not that the indicator needs to be on the chart, but it's something good to look at. Yeah, so if we look at the indicator, we can see the signals correlate when the MACD crosses above the upper band or crosses below the lower band. Right, so there we go. Okay, nice. Easy to understand trade signal there. So I've got the Bloodhound file that I'll use. So let's get Bloodhound off the chart, and let's go back into BlackBird and load that template into Bloodhound. All right, so we have signals now loaded. And let's see. I don't want to save over that file that I had loaded, so let me do a save as here. All right. I think that ought to do. Okay, click OK. All right. So if we want to get Bloodhound put back on the chart so we can see those trade signals, then a reload of the chart is required. So we'll just reload this, and that will also do the backtesting. So you see how the buttons are flickering? So that tells us that the backtesting is going on, is happening. And let's change our logic template. So there we go. So that's our static backtesting results there. Just right, backtesting on a chart. So let's see here. And yeah, interesting enough. So here is one trade. We can see all three profit targets got hit. And then here is another trade where our stop loss got hit, right? So Ninja is able to simulate, your trailing stop loss, to a certain extent, right? Because when you're backtesting on, on historical data on a chart, Ninja doesn't yet have the ability to simulate your trailing stop loss inside the bar there. So that's, again, that's the difference there. So, all right, so let's pull up a strategy report. So this is all historical. And there we go. I gotta say that's pretty surprising for such a simple system. But there we go. So we got something to hold on to. So I'll just minimize that. And there it is. All right, now, so now, guys, this is just going to take a little bit of time here, but I'm going to have to download the market replay data. So, typically, you only need L1 data. Only advanced indicators ever use L2 data. So, and I'm just going to double check the dates that I need. Yeah, so the 25th through the 27th. Okay. Right, and I'm just going to double check my market replay data. And yeah, so I've got an old file there that I do not want included. Yeah, let's just delete that. There we go. Okay, great. So there's my 3 days of market replay. And it should all be oil. Okay. Great. Got my market replay data. So let's see here. All right. Hopefully I don't lose this performance report. Let's see. So I'm going to have to shut down BlackBird so I can change data feeds. And let's see, we're on the 24th. All right. Yep, perfect. Okay, I don't need, let's see. Yeah, I don't want to do any back testing on this little bit of data that's on my chart there. Yeah, because this is the 24th. Yeah, all this data on my chart's from the 24th, which if I look at, actually let's close this out here. If I look at my strategy performance, it does not include the 24th. So, yeah. All right. So, I don't want to use backtest mode because that could theoretically generate backtest results on this data back here in the 24th, on the 24th. So I'm going to turn backtest mode off because if you're using market replay, again, you're not backtesting technically. The whole purpose of market replay is to simulate forward testing, right? So we're actually doing a forward test simulation using historical data. So we're going to turn backtest mode off. All right, let's see. Let's turn this back on. And there, should be good. Shoot. Okay, yeah, I was afraid of that. So we don't want to get rid of this quite yet. Let's see here. I guess, let's see, I'll take a screenshot of this. Yeah. Okay, so at least I got a couple of screenshots here that we can reference. So let's get our strategy up and we'll run through on the market replay. So let's see. Looks like I might have forgot to do something here. What happened? Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's the good old account trap here. So you notice how, right? I clicked enabled, turned it on. Actually, I did do everything right. All right, I enabled it, but I forgot to do one thing here. Yeah, this is one thing I wish Ninja would tell you about. But don't forget, if you're switching from backtesting to your market replay, you have to change accounts. So you don't, for some reason, Ninja gets rid of the Sim 101 account when you're using replay data. So we're going to switch that account there. And now we can start the strategy up. There we go. And, oh, shoot. Hold on a sec. Yep, so, yeah, I don't want this data here in my strategy report. So I forgot to turn backtest mode off. There we go. Turn that off. Okay, now we're good to go. All right, so we're just gonna crank this on fast forward as fast as we can go, as fast as my CPU will go. Basically, the speed of market replay all is dependent on the speed of your processor, right, the speed of your CPU. So, all right, cool. There we go. So we can actually have some fun there, watching these trades play out. And bingo! So you can watch, your stop losses, start to trail and everything, such as that. Nice. So you saw that stop loss trailing. So I probably should actually get a screenshot of this. Bingo. All right. So this screenshot here So if you guys remember, right, we were able to see the stop loss trailing, and we got picked off right there. And so when we're done with the market replay, we'll take a comparison. We'll take a look at the screenshot of this trade, versus a static backtest, right, and see if the stop loss prices match, between the market replay versus a static backtest result here. So, and since we're actually using a indicator to trail with, there is a good chance that most of the stop losses, most of the trailing stop losses, are gonna get picked up, are gonna get hit at the exact same price, regardless if you're using market replay or backtesting on a static chart, when using an indicator. But if we use a more simple trailing stop loss, such as trail the market by 10 ticks or 12 ticks or 15 ticks or something like that, right? If we use a fixed tick offset trailing, that will definitely generate more. That'll definitely generate different results. And also, let's see, if I switch, and definitely if I switch to like a time-based bar. Shoot, I should have changed to a time-based bar. It would have exaggerated the difference in market replay, trailing, stop loss trailing results versus, a static backtest trailing results. So, all right, let's see. So it looks like we're almost through the first day. Getting there. Okay, so while we're waiting on this market replay to run through, let me take a look at the board and see what we have here on the question board here. Let's see. So Jeff has a kind of So Jeff has a follow-up question. So he's asking, so the market replay would be more accurate because stops are triggered intra-bar. Correct. Yes, that's. I believe that's what Ninja's intention was for. Well, that's one of Ninja's intentions for the market replay. The market replay definitely has kind of a twofold effect. It allows you to kind of practice your day trading, any time of day. So you could practice your day trading at night by running the market replay, but also and also secondarily, you can see that the stop losses are behaving in real time, so you do get that more accurate trailing stop loss prices versus on a static chart. Let's see. So Jeff is saying, so they're running on different accounts. Replay 101 versus Sim 101. So he's asking, so can you pull up the Sim 101 performance? I'm not sure. That would be, again, this is all in kind of, in NinjaTrader's ballpark. So I may not know all the details, but I think if we, so while we have the market replay running, you can only see the replay 101 account. I don't believe you can have access to the Sim 101 account while you got the market replay running. So my guess is that when we shut down market replay and go back to our normal data feed, I believe those Sim 101 backtest results are stored somewhere in Ninja's database. I believe they're stored somewhere so that you can pull them back up. I don't think you can pull up a strategy report anymore. Once it's gone, it's gone. But I think if you look through, let's see, if you look through the executions, or let's see, or executions, or the orders tab. Once we switch our data feed back to our regular data feed, I think your that backtest results on the Sim 101 account might show back up on the orders tab or the executions tab. I'm not positive on that though. I do know, really the best thing that you can do to save those performance reports is in Ninja. You can export to Excel. So that's really the most efficient way, is to export your results to Excel. So Jeff is asking, so you can, so it looks like, right, you can get your results, right, using the account performance here by switching your account, right, replay versus Sim 101. Jeez, I haven't used this in so long. I temporarily forgot about this. That's right, you've got all these options here. You got the different data feeds here, the different accounts, the different instruments, so you can, there you go. Right, so that's one way you can recreate your backtest results. Although you do need to keep in mind, like, for example, if I wanted to try and generate a Sim 101, the question in my mind is, if I did backtesting on multiple systems, on these same days, are all those systems going to show up in the Sim 101 account? So there would be some, detailed questions that you would want to ask NinjaTrader about something like that. So I'm thinking, checking the Sim 101, the current oil, I'm not using an ATM, so I'll turn that off. And I did my backtesting on my kinetic feed. And let's go select the correct days here, 25th to the 27th. And let's generate. And nothing. So it looks like while I'm connected to Market Replay, I don't have access to the Sim. Well, I don't have access to any backtesting done on the kinetic data feed. Or maybe I just don't have access to the Sim 101 account. I don't know. Those are technical details for NinjaTrader, right? Because this is their control center. And let's see. All right, so our market replay is done. We managed to get through those 3 days. So let's take a look now. So this is all going to be treated as real time. And wow, surprise, surprise. I think we got better results. That's surprising. All right, let's pull up the screenshots. So looking at this, We do have a slightly different number of trades. So I wouldn't know why that is. So, so definitely expect some differences. And if we look, let's see here. So we had less trades. Yeah, so the market replay had 3 extra winning. It had 3 extra winning trades in it. Right, so you definitely want to make note of that as part of your differences. But still, wow, I mean, getting a double the profit using market replay, that's really surprising there. But I guess that that definitely kind of illustrates the point, and illustrates Jeff's question pretty well, showing those differences. And let's see some other. Let's see, where is it? I want average winning. There we go. Average winning trade and average losing trade. Let's just take a look at that. Those pieces of data here. Yeah, so market replay definitely had a larger average winning trade and even a smaller average losing trade. And look at our ratio. Our ratio is really different as well. So again, good points to note there. But of course, keep in mind those 3 extra winning trades. Definitely would have adjusted. These stats here. I'm not sure. Would have 3 trades. Yeah, 3 trades out of 160. I wouldn't imagine it would make that much of a difference. But it's definitely would. I would expect a couple of percentage. A slight difference here on the ratio. All right. Well, let's see. Let's just take one last look. Nope. No new questions. So, all right. Yeah. With that, we'll wrap it up, guys. So, all right. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you guys next week. Keep your questions coming, and have a good weekend. Right. Enjoy the summer. The days are getting shorter already, so it's time to get out there and enjoy summer as much as we can. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.